Blender, no. It's the construction going on. They're fixing a hole in my wall.
Sir, wir müssen diese Geschütze neutralisieren. Dummer kleiner Zwerg!
We live on YouTube? What's up, Sneezy?
Sir, wir müssen diese Geschütze neutralisieren.
Ausgeschaltet, Sergeant. Landezone ist sicher. Vorerst.
Verstanden. Wir gehen runter. Stellung halten.
Leichter gesagt als getan. Phantoms im Anmarsch, Chief.
What's up, David? What's going on, right? Still hard to focus. Got a bunch of stuff going on. I'll get in some practice.
Willkommen zu einem weiteren Komplex. Gut, immer noch nichts von der in Amber Clad im Netz der Allianz. Komisch. Die Allianz weiß von unserer Landung, aber hält uns nicht für besonders gefährlich. Na, die werden sich wundern.
Ich liebe den Nahkampf.
willkommen zu einem weiteren Komplex.
I'm taking fire. Forget about that. Even doing it. Signed the offer today. Congrats.
Willkommen zu einem weiteren Komplex.
The power. practicing. I'm trying to come up with a different way to do this section, actually. I feel like there is potential. But I don't know what I want to do. I feel like there's potential here to do some kind of like redirect. But the problem is there's a big invisible wall. So like even if I go high enough here, I can't actually get up on this ledge. But at the same time, if I could, it'd be kind of cool.
Gut, immer noch nichts von der in Amber Klett im Netz der Allianz. Komisch. Die Allianz weiß von unserer Landung, aber hält uns nicht für besonders gefährlich. Na, die werden sich wundern. Aufpassen, ihren Gardisten. Aufpassen, ihren Gardisten. Den Aktivierungsschalter betätigen, dann fährt sie von allein. Was ist das? Je schneller man diese Roots umlegt, desto besser. Je schneller man diese Roots umlegt, desto besser.
Der Dämon hat die Ratskammer infiltriert. Schützt die Hierarchen. Ausgänge verschließen.
Oh, das wohl nicht. Vorsicht bei dem Captain, er hat ein Grundgewehr. Setzen Sie mich auf einer der Säulen da neben der Tür ab. Dieser Prophet, Wahrheit, er hat den Index, er darf ihn nicht behalten. Ich kümmere mich um diese Türen. Los, Wahrheit wird einfacher aufzuspüren sein, wenn ich im Netz bleibe. Gleich da lang. Gleich da lang.
Alle Angriffe auf die Behälter verstärken. Der Dämon muss sterben.
Einen Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transponder-Signale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb ihrer Position. Einen Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transponder-Signale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb ihrer Position.
Halt, wir müssen hier raus.
Einen Augenblick. Ich empfange... Einen Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transponder-Signale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb ihrer Position. Einen Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transponder-Signale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb ihrer Position.
Es versucht sich zu verstecken.
Hier, Typ, springen Sie rein. In diesem Zellenblock gibt es 2 Marine.
Ups.
Hier, Typ, springen Sie rein. In diesem Zellenblock gibt es 2 Marine-Gruppen. Ich übernehme ihre Position. Sie eliminieren die Wachen. Aber leise.
What's in here?
Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder, das heilige Symbol ist sicher. Artarus und seine Brut haben der Blatt, das sie...
I gotta go all the way back down.
Ich gebe dir einen Vorsprung auf das Damit.
I miss having to clear this section. This section was fun. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to focus on runs today. Construction's still going on. I assume you guys can hear it going on and off. It's impossible to do like full game runs while people are coming in and out of my apartment. With all the noise and whatnot. I want to stream, but it's been really hard the last couple days.
Slayer.
I don't know. I haven't even gotten a paycheck from it yet. I should probably figure out how to get paid because I haven't been caring about it. Want to do runs, but I can't focus. It's really annoying. Also been sneezing and coughing. What's up, Ja? You've been watching the Women's World Championship? I caught a little bit of it this morning. Glued to Bloomberg? Yeah, I feel that. I mean, turns out 20% tariffs across the board were bad. Who could have possibly seen this coming, besides everybody in the last 100 years that has studied the economy? Besides everyone. Yep. Literally everyone. I've seen the Ferris Bueller clip. Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. When Ben Stein's up, like, yeah. Everything is fucking disappointing, man. Why can't it just be easy? How are the ladies' games? I haven't been watching that much, but I watched a little bit this morning. It seems good. It was Judith and Jovanka doing the casting. They're a good duo. Always fun to hear Judith rattle off random tactics. Am I ready for the world record? Maybe not today. I've got construction and distractions going on today. I'm just trying to get some practice in, get some stream time in so that I can not get too rusty. I want to play more and I want to like do real streams today, but I don't know if you guys heard, but like 5 minutes ago there was just like loud drilling and hammering and stuff. It's hard to do speedruns with construction. ETA construction finish time. Hopefully today. It should be done. I mean, I could go over there and look and see how much progress they've made. They're not in my room right now. But basically the last thing they need to do is cover up the drywall and paint over it and then move my fridge back. So they had to move my fridge and rearrange my whole kitchen because my neighbor's having a plumbing issue and they couldn't get to the pipes through their apartment, so they had to come through my apartment. So my entire kitchen is a nightmare right now. And I don't know if they fixed the issue or not, because it's not, the problem isn't even in my apartment. Just annoying. I wish I started a timer here. This is pretty fast. Should keep my timer open.
Setzen Sie mich auf einer der Säulen da neben der Tür ab.
Oh, I didn't get the comments. Whatever.
Dieser Prophet, Wahrheit, er hat den Index, er darf ihn nicht behalten. Ich kümmere mich um diese Türen. Los, Wahrheit wird einfacher aufzuspüren sein, wenn ich im Netz bleibe. Gleich da lang. Je schneller man diese Brutes umlegt, desto besser.
Der Dämon hat die Ratskammer infiltriert. Schützt die Hierarchen. Ausgänge verschließen.
Oh, das wohl nicht. dem Captain, er hat ein Brutgewehr.
I go. There he is. Still pretty fast. Alright, on my next reset I'll go look at how much closer to being finished they are on this side. I don't think they're very close, unfortunately.
Dieser Prophet, Wahrheit, er hat den Index, er darf ihn nicht behalten. Ich kümmere mich um diese Türen. Los, Wahrheit wird einfacher aufzuspüren sein, wenn ich im Netz bleibe. Gleich da lang. Die verstärken ihre Patrouillen. Wachsam bleiben. Ein Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transponder-Signale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb ihrer Position. Hierher, Chief, springen Sie rein.
That's pretty good.
In diesem Zellenblock gibt es 2 Marine. Ich übernehme ihre Position. Sie eliminieren die Wachen. Aber leise.
Yeah, 345 reverse is really fast.
Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher. Arbitrary und seine Brutes haben der Blatt das Symbol.
Not yet.
Dafür danken wir ihnen.
How are the constructions? They're still going
Der
on.
Prophet sendet von unterwegs. Das
Not
macht uns leicht
finished yet. At least so far so good. I mean, no, it's been terrible. I don't have anything that needs fixed in my apartment. It's for my neighbor. So there's no positive outcome for me other than annoying.
Der Pfad ist breit. Wir handeln ihn
Es ist
seit
die
Anfang.
Amberflat.
Do I have a job? This is my job. Don't forget to follow and subscribe if you like my stream.
Gerade versammeln sich die Ratsmitglieder auf Halo.
No, this is actually really fast too. Yo, power with the bits, thank you.
Gerade versammeln sich die Ratsmitglieder auf Halo, um das Symbol sicher parat zu sehen.
Oh, come on. There's no world where this isn't hitting. This is hitting. Hello? I swear I hit that right every single time. I'd probably still save time over reverting or over walking.
Wer wollte den Propheten riskieren? Sagten wir jemals etwas voraus, das nicht eingetroffen ist?
Supposed to shoot that guy. I don't know, should I just start saving time there and not shooting him?
Den Propheten fangen wollen, müssen wir eine Abkürzung nehmen. Quer durch das Mausoleum. Sehen Sie das mal positiv. Momentan scheinen Sie mehr daran interessiert zu sein, sich
That's
gegenseitig
not what I
umzulegen.
wanted. I didn't get the checkpoint either. Wow. This was actually a really good grave mind, except for those 2 deaths. I'd be happy with this in a run. If I focused more, I wouldn't have died on either of those spots. First of all, I would kill this guy, which guarantees me a checkpoint. I could sword cancel over him and like save like 2 seconds to get to this part faster, but swording him makes it so that I guarantee this checkpoint right here. Yeah.
Wenn wir den Propheten fangen wollen, müssen wir eine Abkürzung nehmen. Quer durch das Mausoleum. Sehen Sie das mal positiv. Momentan scheinen Sie mehr daran interessiert zu sein, sich gegenseitig umzulegen. Sie sollten erwägen, einfach nur abzuwarten. Ein Moment, ich empfange 2
Ein
weitere
Moment.
Transponder. Es sind der Commander
My favorite
und
level to
Fox.
speedrun?
Sie nähern sich.
Cairo, Delta Halo.
Sie brauchen Ihre Hilfe.
I think those are the 2 coolest levels.
Das ist nicht gut. Ich
Das ist
erhalte
nicht
Bericht,
gut.
dass die Flood das Wrack der in Amberclad verlässt. Sie sollten den Index holen und einen Weg hier raussuchen, bevor es wirklich ungemütlich wird.
Honestly, a 930 could still world record a Gravemind, even with those 2 deaths and overall slowness. Technically, I could still get world record with that Gravemind. It'd be really hard, but technically possible. The best level in the game, Danny. Dude, instant blew me up. I should never do that on Legendary Run. The demon has infiltrated the council chamber. Protect the hierarchs. Seal the exits. Well, I don't think so. snipe me. Imagine losing a world record run like that. I'd cry. I'd cry. Why do I not have my... Man, that actually would have been really fast for world record pace there. That was like perfect. You guys see me just drive the ghost off the cliff? You know how that works? It only works on classic, but if you lunge at the same frame you get into a vehicle, the game will store your sword lunge, and then that will make it so that you can't die to fall timer. So as long as I don't get out of the ghost, I can completely just drive off the top of the map and not die to fall timer. If I get out, then it'll cancel. It'll like, I'd have to restore to do it again. And so this is actually the mission Uprising. We're gonna go explore Tartarus's council chamber on Great Journey. Do you guys know what it looks like over here? Very few people have actually done this. It's not so easy to get down, especially on MCC, unless you use like acrophobia or whatever. Alright, we're gonna go stop Tartarus. You guys ever seen this room fully furnished? This is what it looks like before it gets blown up, or you switch levels. It just looks like a normal, one of those Uprising rooms. There's no door. Can't continue on to Tartarus. He sealed the door shut. So yeah, normally this would be a big enough distance to make you fall and die, but you can just ramp right off. I'll show a little bit more on the level 2. No, that's not gonna make it, is it? Not quite. If you can actually use this to save time in the speedrun. It is used in the individual level world record for this level. I use it in the full game easy run as well, but it's a little bit too risky on legendary because the brute shot guy and the sniper can get you. And this jump is actually pretty hard. You have to like make this long distance jump in the ghost. What I wanted. Did I watch the Nintendo Direct? No. I don't play any Nintendo games or buy new consoles. Stop spinning me like that. Let me land. New Borderlands. Okay. But I don't own a Switch, so what am I supposed to do with that information? No. I mean, don't you think it's a little weird to go into like a random stream plugging a random game that's unrelated? If people wanted to know, they would have watched the Nintendo Direct. I've never streamed a Switch game, I've never streamed a Nintendo game. Feels like a odd place to show up with the first time chatter asking me like extensive questions about a thing that has no relation. Oh, you're someone new on an old account? I mean, it just pops up and says first time chatter, so I don't know your old name. It's all good. I mean, it was just a little weird. Let's keep on practicing. Yeah, but I mean, isn't the Switch 2 like $500 or something? I don't think I'm ever gonna buy a new video game console for the rest of my life, so there will be no Microsoft, no Sony, no Nintendo consoles. I don't think any of them are worth $500, especially $500 with $80 games and $80 controllers that barely function. And no, I'm not buying any video game hardware anytime soon. Not for me. That price point seems insane to me. A handheld console for $80 games and like $500 a pop. Also, I think it's a huge mistake that they're making it slightly bigger than the Switch. The Switch is already too big. I think the Switch is not even a real handheld console. Like, more than like half of the population can't actually hold the Switch as a handheld console comfortably. It's too large. Like, you can't sit on a plane, you can't sit in a car, like, the weight of it and the size of it is just slightly too big. And they just made it larger. I think that that is a little silly. The large screen is going to be, like, mostly useless for anybody. I had friends who weren't really, like, super gamers who would, like, get into, like, Breath of the Wild and they'd play on their Switch all day long. And they'd end up with, like, big, like, like cysts, like if from where the controller, like when you hold the switch and then you rest it on your fingers, the sides of your fingers, like the weight of it like presses down and like puts pressure, and they would end up with these bumps on the sides of their hands because the handheld is just too large for hours at a time of gaming. Making it even larger is absurd to me. Like, if it's gonna be a console, then just make it a console. Making it a huge, like, thing that you can undock that'll never be undocked, I just don't see it happening. Yeah, exactly. Just get a Steam Deck that actually does more and can literally run Switch games if you do it. You can put emulators on your Steam Deck and you can emulate Switch games on your Steam Deck if you know what you're doing. It's kind of crazy that there's a Switch emulator available like day one. I know it's because like it's using modern like hardware and infrastructure, so it's basically just like a glorified Android phone in some ways in terms of hardware. So the emulation makes sense. But like there's not an Xbox emulator. I can't emulate this game right here. And I'm able to emulate Breath of the Wild on the first day it's out. That's crazy to me. There is no emulator that plays this game properly. You can kind of run this game on the XEMU, ZEMU as some people call it. It works, but it's not good. It doesn't like actually work. The graphics are wrong, the lag's wrong, like it's a glitchy mess. It gets better every year, and it's actually pretty good for Halo 1. But for Halo 2, it's just not. It works better for Halo 1 for sure. I feel really out of it today. I haven't been sleeping very good. I want to play. I want to grind, but I just can't. I didn't check how close they are to done with construction in there. Let me go take a look once I'm done with this trick. I haven't punched him a single time. He's not being punched at all. If he was, he'd be dying. Are we not there? Let me go see if they've patched up the holes. What's it looking like in there?
Wo sind wir hier?
Wo die Räte die Weihe des Symbols sehen sollten. Den Beginn der großen Reise.
Ich muss da rein.
Dann mal aufsetzen, Gebieter. Ich weiß, wie wir durch die Türen kommen.
Alright, it looks like they have the drywall completely cut and in place, and I think it just needs painting, and then I will put my fridge back and they will be done. It looks like they're almost done. There's a Easter egg in Halo 2 that says it's unclear how elites are able to say the letter M. Where does that say that? What screen is that? This screen, right? Yeah, you actually can't read the letters here. But on one of these screens, if you get the HD, you see like all of the little text that's scrolling on the right side that's like typing out. One of them somewhere in this game that's like a screen that's just like this says, it's unclear how elites can say the letter M. I don't think it's that screen though, I think it's a different one. Is it the legendary logo? Maybe it's this one. It's this one, I think. Yeah. Science is... Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can barely read it. Yeah, it's that text on the lower left of the legendary emblem right there. It says, science is still unclear on how elites can pronounce the letter M. It's really low graphics, so you can't make it out on Halo 2 Classic. It's like straight gibberish. But if you play on a higher res version like Halo 2 Vista, you'll see it. But it's that... Next to the Elite emblem logo on the lower left, there's like little text there. You can see it. That's what it says. Each of these says something. They all say things. I've tried to decode with the binary. So this one on the heroic one says like some binary shit. Like doesn't actually appear to be any real message. Similar with I think this one. I can't remember. I looked through all of these to see if there was anything interesting. This is a tiny Easter egg. That logo on the upper left is the Marathon logo. It looks like the 343 monitor. That's the symbol from the game Marathon. But I find the little subtle things like that in this game kind of interesting. There's also an Easter egg on the screen right here. You see the text that's scrolling by horizontally, like right under the word Halo, there's a bunch of movement. That is cut in half text that says David Candland is the greatest graphic designer of all time. You can make out the bottom half of the letters if you look closely. Again, it's hard on stream because I'm streaming at a low resolution, but it's the bottom half of letters that say David Candland. He was the guy who did the UI and a lot of the graphics design for this game.
Slayer.
There's another thing that I always thought was like slightly an Easter egg that never really was anything more. I always wanted to know what it said on this level. Under the words part of the solution. So over here, you remember the golden warthog was like a big mystery or whatever, people were always trying to get it. People would speculate that it had something to do with maybe these yellow walls. And on the wall, it says part of the solution. And then if you look underneath it, it says clearly some text. Again, it's too low resolution to make out on this version. I don't actually know what it says on the higher resolutions, but it's not actually like anything useful. But still, part of the solution. What does that mean? What part of the solution? Part of the solution for what? I feel like when you're a kid looking for Easter eggs and there already are Easter eggs and there's a golden warthog staring at you right here, this is just a red herring. Part of the solution. Yeah, fuck you. This is an Easter egg. This is a hippo. I mean, obviously, but there's a guy who works at Bungie who's put a hippo inside of every one of the Halo games. There's a couple hippos inside of Halo. On Halo 1 on the shotgun, if you shoot a shotgun shell, whenever the shotgun shell gets ejected, on the very bottom of it, there's a little hippo. Looks just like that one. Yeah, Joel, that's Jason Jones. He's the studio head for Bungie, or he was a co-founder. It's just an Easter egg of him, just a dude. Yo, Anima, thank you. Super bouncing as an elite feels so weird. Yeah, it's the same person from Halo 2. You can also find Jason Jones at the end of Halo 3. It's the exact same pose, actually. It's kind of crazy how many random Easter eggs there are in this game. What's the background noise? People doing construction. Thanks for hanging out, Danny. Yeah, but hopefully we'll get some focus in.
Was ist das?
Ganz ruhig. Würde mich damit lieber nicht anlegen.
Töte mich oder lass mich frei, Parasit. Aber langweil mich nicht mit Geschwätz.
Es wurde viel gesagt. Ich habe zugehört. Durch Fels und Metall und Zeit.
Hallo, ich bin 2401 Penitent Tangent. Ich bin der Illuminat der Einrichtung 05.
Und ich bin der Prophet des Bedauerns. Höchster Rat, Hierarch der Allianz.
Ein Reclaimer? Hier? Endlich. Wir haben...
Why doesn't Gravemind affect these two in Halo 2? Because it's a video game.
Je schneller man... diese Je schneller man diese Roots umlegt, desto besser.
The answer to all lore questions about why is it this way is almost always because it's a video game.
Der Dämon hat die Ratskammer infiltriert. Schützt die Hierarchen. Ausgänge verschließen.
Oh, das war nicht. Vorsicht bei dem Captain, er hat ein Blutgewehr.
I've been getting pretty good clears here on the first half of this room. That's fast.
Setzen Sie mich auf
I
eine
think the
Säule in der
lore
Mitte.
of how a Gravemind gets created is that enough Flood get together, they get enough information about the world, and then
Dieser Prophet, Wahrheit,
after
er
they
hat
get
den
enough
Index, er darf
information, a
ihn nicht
Gravemind gets created.
Ich kümmere mich um diese Türen. Los, Wahrheit wird
don't
einfacher
actually know,
aufzuspüren
though.
sein, wenn ich im Netz bleibe.
Again, it's a video game. They needed a boss. They needed a Flood
Gleich da
boss.
lang.
That is the real answer. Will you stop? That was pretty good adapting for not having a carbine. And
Die Verstärke ihre Patrouille. Wachsam bleiben.
I really just snipe myself.
Ein Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transportersignale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb ihrer Position.
Dead. They should not have kept shooting me there.
Halt! Wir müssen hier bleiben.
Hier, Herr Chief, springen Sie rein.
How did I save that? Okay, I still died. Kinda crazy that angle that group just shot down that lift at me, actually. Okay, so I want In this situation, I want to bring these guys forward.
Die Beute muss zusammen.
Hier, Herr Chief, springen Sie rein.
Okay.
In diesem Zeltblock gibt es 2 Marine-Gruppen. Ich übernehme ihre Position. Sie eliminieren die Wachen, aber leise.
Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher. Tartarus und seine Brutes.
Wait. No, they're still not done. I thought they might be done for a second.
Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher.
Achten Sie auf die Wachen.
Tartarus und seine Brutes haben der Blatt das Symbol abgenommen. Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher.
Achten Sie auf die Wachen.
Tartarus und seine Brutes haben der Blatt das Symbol abgenommen. Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher.
Achten Sie auf die Wachen.
Tartarus und seine Brutes. Fürchtet euch nicht, meine Brüder. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher.
What just?
Tartarus und seine Brutes haben der Blatt das Symbol abgenommen. Dafür danken wir ihnen.
I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable on this level in general. I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna get a PB soon, I can feel it. Even when the runs are bad, I'm feeling just... This level's free. Just gotta not... So there's like a couple places where a death can lose you like 5 minutes. I just gotta avoid those.
Ich habe den Propheten bei diesem Turm lokalisiert, Chief. In der Nähe gibt es einen Ausgang. Schnell! Sie würden sich wundern, mit wie vielen Störsystemen die Allianz mir hier auf den Sender geht. Keine Sorge, ist alles ziemlich harmlos. Wir haben nicht damit gerechnet, dass eine feindliche Intelligenz ihr Netzwerk von innen angreift.
Gerade versammeln sich die Ratsmitglieder auf Halo, um das Symbol sicher verwahren.
This is one of the most like stressful sections in the whole game, and I feel like I finally am like getting it a little better. But sometimes like you just get got.
Raumriss. Es ist die In-Ember-Quelle. Ich habe den Propheten
Like that elite wasn't even shooting at me; he was shooting at the bug. But my sword cancel just happened to go right in his path. So you just kind of get your camo broken, you die.
Raumriss. Es ist die
Kind of crazy how much time you can lose just from slight bad spawns.
Hier gibt es einen Ausgang. Schnell! Sie würden sich wundern, mit wie vielen Störsystemen die Allianz mir hier auf den Sender geht. Keine Sorge, ist alles ziemlich harmlos. Wir haben nicht damit gerechnet, dass eine feindliche Intelligenz ihr Netzwerk von innen angreift.
Man, I wish I was able to stream better. I haven't been able to stream like for the last week, and I want to stream more. And what's even worse is my mom is coming to visit. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but my mom's coming to visit next week, so I'm not gonna be able to stream very consistently. I need to pay my bills though. So I think I really am gonna try to like do a subathon thing soon to try to make up for some of these lost streams. I think I'm gonna try to hunker down and do some long sessions.
Raumriss. Es ist die
Start the subathon once things settle. Yeah, that's kind of the plan.
In der Nähe gibt es einen Ausgang. Schnell!
Have to pay my rent somehow. I need to figure out the format I want to do it in though. I don't want to do it exactly the same as my other one, but I want to do some kind of like donation incentives so that I do more streams and longer streams. But I still haven't really like nailed down the exact format I want. Yeah, I kind of want to do it where I'm like guaranteeing like at least 1 or 2 full completions a day. Weird checkpoint.
Sie würden sich wundern, mit wie vielen Störsystemen die Allianz mir hier auf den Sender geht. Keine Sorge, ist alles ziemlich harmlos. Die haben nicht damit gerechnet, dass eine feindliche Intelligenz ihr Netzwerk von innen angreift.
Gerade versammeln sich die Ratsmitglieder auf Halo, um das
Yeah,
Symbol sicher
honestly, I should make one of the like stretch sub. Okay, so I should probably just do like sub goals. Like at 200 subs, I will guarantee a full game run. At 250 subs, I'll do maybe a multiplayer glitch demonstration. Because I already did the campaign glitch demonstration. Maybe I'll make like a multiplayer version of it. Alright, what are some glitch incentives you guys would like to see from me? Or just incentives in general. No reset runs are obviously one of the good incentives. Like just do a run. I think a glitch showcase could be a good incentive. Like just do a multiplayer glitch showcase. I could do that at like 250 subs or something. What else? I could do multiplayer donation goal if people want to do like a multiplayer night. I'm gonna start putting some time into figuring all that out though by next week. It's a glitch where you turn into vehicles. It's called Arbitrary Unit Possession. You know, this is one of the only brutes in the entire game that enrages as soon as he spawned. He actually does drop a weapon. That's his brute plasma rifle right here. But for some reason he just instantly enrages. Yo, Gravy Train with the 10 gifted. Holy cow, thank you. The Gravy Train has arrived. I really appreciate that, thank you. Why is everything live? Are you after I get world record back, I think Zoo will come back and try to get it. Zoo has said he doesn't plan to, but also speedrunners are very, very bad at predicting the future, so someday he might randomly get the itch and try, who knows. Right now he said he has no intention of doing it. But sometimes you just randomly want to pick up something that used to run a long time ago, so like 10 years from now maybe he'll get back into it or something, you never know. I think he very much prefers the lifestyle changes that MCC gives you, like keyboard and mouse support and higher frame rate and less lag, and some of the slide jumps are just easier. But he's just like very much accustomed to like the cushy life. So going from like, it's like, you know, it's easy to go from like low FPS to high FPS. It's hard to go back once you're already like accustomed to the lifestyle. So he would have to like revert and give up all the stuff he likes. He could do it obviously, but I don't think he wants to.
Es sind der Commander und Johnson. Sie nähern sich der Position des Prophetenschiffs. Sie brauchen ihre Hilfe. Das ist nicht gut. Ich erhalte bestätigte Berichte, dass die Flotte das Wrack der in Amberclad verlässt. Wir sollten den Index holen und einen Weg hier raussuchen, bevor es wirklich... Das ist nicht gut. Ich erhalte bestätigte Berichte, dass die Flotte das Wrack der in Amberclad verlässt. Wir sollten den Index holen und einen Weg hier raussuchen, bevor es wirklich ungemütlich wird.
You guys think I'll ever get my kitchen back? I kinda want to make some food, but I don't have access to my kitchen right now. Can't jump. Yeah, Halo speedruns are pretty cool. There's especially if you're nostalgic for the game, there's just a bunch of like interesting tricks and mechanics. But even if you're not like super nostalgic, I feel like it's the good balance of flashy and glitchy at the same time. Like, it's obvious I'm not supposed to be traversing these like hallways as quickly as I am, but at the same time it's apparent what is happening. I am just zooming through the room. I think it's like, for like a new runner to experience a speedrun, you have to know what's going on. If you don't get a sense of scale for how much time save a certain trick is, then it might as well be 0 seconds or 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. If you, like, one of the problems with teleports is like, if I could teleport straight to the end of this level, you would have no idea if it's 5 seconds of teleport or 5 minutes of teleport, unless you had already played this game extensively. So some glitches in games are just too glitchy. I feel like Halo is a pretty good balance of just glitchy enough. Yeah, honestly, people complain about randomness in a speedrun, but randomness is good for some reasons, and like for some things in a speedrun. Like, the RNG is good because it makes the game different every time. It makes it exciting. If it was literally exactly the same, we would already probably have the perfect run, and then this category would be dead and we'd never play it again. Part of the skill of being good at this game is looking at the randomness that you've been dealt and then adapting and playing well based on randomness. So it's a way to make you get better at the game by making you react rather than memorize. I think randomness is fine in this game. It's actually a lot less random than people think. This section sucks though. The randomness on this section I do not like. And so the flood here spawn in random spots, and sometimes they're just nicer than others. So sometimes they're like super easy to court and bring over to this little edge. Sometimes they just do not cooperate. Whole squad's here, huh?
Überall in der Stadt landen von der Flood kontrollierte Schiffe. Diese Kreatur unter der Bibliothek, dieser Gravemind, hat uns nur benutzt. Wir waren nur eine Ablenkung. Die in Emberclad war die ganze Zeit als Ziel gedacht. Es gibt ein Leitungsrohr, das diesen Turm mit dem Schiff verbindet. Gehen Sie wieder hinein. Ich führe Sie hin.
This trick sucks. This trick's cool, but I hate that it's so late in the run. It's the second to last level. It's the most stressful part of the run. It's the hardest, like, manual dexterity trick in the run. So stressful. I think it's funny how most people don't even get like a sense of scale or direction or anything from this trick. I'm looking straight up, by the way, and I mostly move straight backwards when I'm doing the trick, so you can't really see where I'm going. But there's no walls or floor or ground or anything around me. I'm just trying to navigate myself above the ending trigger. The ending trigger is right down here. You can see it. You saw all those boxes and stuff? So that would, if you touch the ending trigger, the mission will end. So the place that I just was, whenever I like flicked to look at the ending trigger, is I was way over there. So I went all the way around the corner. So first I get a flood on my head, and then I fly to like about there, like where the wall is. Then I fall all the way down, and then I go all the way around the corner. And so I'm actually like way out in front of this building. Yo, Gravy Train with 5 more. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But the place that you finish the mission, if you consider the symmetry of this large structure to my right, like this whole building, it's like slightly symmetrical. You can see the shape of it. I need to be perfectly in the middle of it towards the front of it, and then I need to fall all the way down there, and then the mission will end. But the place that you need to hit is actually like not a very large rectangle, and it's invisible, and you have to not be looking at it when you get there. So it's all about just kind of knowing my location. Just I use that large structure to the side to know kind of where I'm at.
Überall in der Stadt landen von der Flood kontrollierte Schiffe. Diese Kreatur unter der Bibliothek, dieser Gravemind, hat uns nur benutzt. Wir waren nur eine Ablenkung. Den Embarknet war die ganze Zeit als Ziel gedacht. Es gibt ein Rettungsrohr, das diesen Raum mit dem Schiff verbindet. Gehen Sie wieder hinein. Ich führe Sie hin.
So right now I'm moving horizontally. I'm trying to keep my height as flat as possible, and I'm moving straight backwards. Unfortunately, keeping your height flat is not really possible, so I'm also gaining height right now. I want to time this button combo so that I gain as little height as possible because I don't want to go up. But by doing this trick, you have to go up. So I'm using this wall to my right side to know where I'm at. And again, I'm using the symmetry of it to get towards the front. So now I'm about like halfway around to the front of it. So now I'm going down to counteract how much height I just gained. Because remember, I wanted to be horizontal, but I was going up. Now I've stopped moving horizontally and I'm going straight down. I'm meleeing at him to make him like land on my head, and then I stop. And that just makes us go straight down. So now we're losing height. We're standing like still but falling. And now I've hit the fog layer. So you saw the screen flashed with some fog there. So I know I've fallen pretty far once I hit the fog layer, which means we can get back to going horizontal. So now we're moving sideways again. And I'm trying to navigate myself using the front of this building. I know that I want to be just barely past the line of symmetry. So if you look at the front here, you can see like it's kind of symmetrical. I might have even went too far here, but you can see I'm more to the right than to the left, and that's the goal. So now that I have went past the line of symmetry, I'm now falling straight down, and I should be directly above the trigger if I did everything right. I'm actually gonna go backwards a little bit. Yeah, and there's the end. So that is how you do that trick, and that is the stuff I'm looking for whenever I'm doing the trick. Yeah, to talk and keep the rhythm is kind of a challenge, Tantonic, but it's fun practice. You also have to push the buttons rhythmically. If you miss even one button press, the enemy will fall off your head and you die. So to move horizontally, I push melee, jump, and cancel so that I cancel the damage so that the punch doesn't kill the flood. I jump to maintain height, and I melee because the lunge effect keeps me close to the flood. So I do all of that while moving backwards and looking straight up. And if you push melee, jump, or reload in the wrong order or at the wrong time, you'll punch the flood and it'll fall off your head. So it's like a 3-button da-da-da, 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 and you just keep like galloping every time you push them. It's crazy because that trick is literally hundreds of inputs and you can't miss any of them. The ending trigger must be quite large. It's not that big. It's actually not very large at all. I wish I still had a Guitar Hero guitar. I want to play Guitar Hero 3 every once in a while. What a classic game. Was Guitar Hero the greatest game of all time? Honestly, in terms of cultural impact, I think Guitar Hero really does have an argument to be one of the best games of all time. You look at, like, Guitar Hero, Pokemon Go, Fortnite, like games that literally changed culture. I think Guitar Hero is up there. I don't think Rock Band carried any torch. I think the torch died once they produced 40 rhythm games in the same year. I think Guitar Hero 2 and 3 were very much the peak of like the cultural zeitgeist. And Rock Band definitely came out with the drums and people bought a lot of that. But that was at the same time that Guitar Hero Van Halen, Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Rock the 80s, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, like Guitar Hero World Tour. You had like literally like 40 back-to-back-to-back games come out. I don't think anybody carried any torch. I think that they just overproduced the market. People often talk about, like, there's that Rocksmith or Guitarsmith or whatever it was called that, like, teaches you how to actually play guitar. And people often, like, yearn for a day that Guitar Hero would really teach you to play the guitar, but nobody wants that. People want to play a video game. The reason Guitar Hero was popular is because I don't have to play the guitar. I only have to learn 5 buttons, and if I'm bad, I only have to learn 3 or 4 buttons. Like, that's the reason Guitar Hero is popular. Not because I want to literally play the guitar. If I wanted to literally play the guitar, I'd learn how to literally play the guitar. I want a video game. I want a rhythm game. And I don't need the fancy, like, touch slide board that World Tour tried to introduce. I don't need all the bells and whistles. Just give me my fucking buttons and I'll push them in the order that they show up on the screen. That's the game that I want. Oh, excuse me, sorry. The cough is still here.
Von der Tür! Hey, Mistkerle! Talk, talk!
Yeah, I think I enjoyed playing the cello more because of Guitar Hero. So even if, like, it's not the same, I think Guitar Hero helped my cello. And actually, violin, viola, and cello are actually really similar to Guitar Hero. Like, people will say, oh, it doesn't teach you how to actually play the guitar. It teaches you how to actually play the cello. When you do hand positions on like the classical stringed instruments, you just do 1, 2, 3, 4 with your fingers. Like when you're in first position, like that just means your hand's like near the top of the neck, and you're doing like the notes up there near the top of the fretboard. But like your first finger goes on 1, your second finger goes on 2, your third finger goes on 3, and your fourth finger goes on 4. And then if you wanted to like move hand positions, you just shift your hand slightly down the fretboard, or the fingerboard as you call it on a cello. But yeah, I don't know, it's actually really the same. Is it silly time yet? I don't know what silly time is. I mean, I'm just practicing until they're done with construction, and then I plan to do runs. But I don't know if they're ever going to be done with construction. I might be actually in purgatory. This might be hell. I don't know. It's like impossible to focus while construction's going on, so I won't be able to do real runs. But I think they're almost done. They've replaced the drywall. I heard them putting on like spackle or some shit. So I think they've like covered up the cracks, and now they're getting ready to paint. I don't know. They haven't been there. No one's inside right now, so nobody's doing anything. I don't know if they're taking a break or what they're waiting on. What they're done for now for. But I think that they're making progress. I can go take a look and see like how close to done they are. But I don't smell any paint, so I don't think they've painted yet. Not really building maintenance. My neighbors are having plumbing issues. So they had to come into my apartment to tear through my wall to get to their pipes. So I don't even have any issues in my apartment, it's my neighbor. Which makes it even more annoying, because all of this construction that's been happening all week, and I don't get any benefit from it. But whatever. Did I ever beat Through the Fire and the Flames on Expert? Yeah, I'm really good at Guitar Hero. I could 5-star it easily. I have like 750,000 on it. You wouldn't let them inside? Well, it's an apartment complex, and I apparently don't have a say-so. But yeah, I emailed the apartment people and was like, hey, this has been more of an inconvenience than you guys made it seem like. Can I get a rent concession? So I'm hoping to get some rent credit where I get some free days off my rent or something, because it has been really annoying. I'm missing out on working, which whether or not you agree, this is my job. It is my job. So I can't really work as effectively. It's been loud, it's been annoying. I can't use my kitchen. I had to rearrange my living room. It's just been a huge hassle. So I'm hoping that they give me like a couple $100 off my rent or something. Give me like 3 or 4 days worth of rent. Let me go see how much stuff is left in there and see what they're doing. Oh, they're done. I mean, they didn't tell me they were done in here, so I mean, they still got some of their shit in here, but it looks like they're done. Cool. Looks like they're basically done. Any more Halo 2 secrets you don't know about? Definitely.
Slayer.
Did you know there's a ladder on this level? Do you know where the ladder is? There's actually multiple ladders on this level. Look, a ladder. This isn't the cool ladder though. There's a cooler ladder. Who would be the first people I induct? Final boss. Killer in. Basically, the whole pro tour that signed with that like those original pros with MLG. I think all of those guys. This is a ladder. Right here. May not look like it, but it's textured as a ladder. You can walk right up it. Can you snipe people inside the map? I mean, technically, but from all the way over here, good luck. But yeah, you can. Why does that exist? I don't know. But yeah, you can super bounce back in the day and snipe people. People used to take the Banshee up to this spot up here back in the day, and that was a kind of common sniping spot. You could get up there, but for the most part, although getting up here is cool, it's actually not that like useful in terms of like exploiting the game because you're just too far away from everybody. Like, you're just not a very effective super soldier when you're a million miles away trying to shoot the enemies. This type of exploration wasn't really for like gaining an advantage in matchmaking. It was more just fun to get outside the maps. Yeah, just getting to this point where I'm at right now, back in the day, like, you'd spend like dozens of hours in a, like, or like just like launching ghosts and launching yourself. You'd spend a lot of time just trying to get up to like areas like this, butterflying and trying to get up to the X building. It's funny. I don't know, this level seems so big when you're a kid and you don't know all of the exploration methods and everything's new and everything's a secret. The good news is I think they're almost completely done in my apartment. I'm just waiting for them to come back and remove all of the plastic and shit that they've put up. I think they're waiting for it to dry and then I think they're almost done. I think we are about to get our home back. You miss being a kid and exploring? Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Slayer.
You guys know about the giant hologram glitch, right? Most people don't remember you could do it solo, though. There's a difficult way to do the hologram glitch by yourself. It's actually pretty hard, though. You have to... First you have to get on top of this little ledge, which is not as easy as it looks. Then you have to jump and crouch a few times, barely miss this little corner, and then ghost through the wall. Hard. Come on. Let me in. Can't move. Never heard my thoughts on Halo 3 Forge mode. Man, it was cool. I don't know if groundbreaking is the right word, because other games had map editors at the time, but for the Halo franchise, it was definitely groundbreaking. It was cool what people would do with the limits of Forge to make it better. Like, Halo 3 Forge kind of sucks because you can't, like, merge objects, so, like, making a smooth map is really hard because you can only place, like, two things next to each other. You can't actually merge them into a flat piece of an object. But people eventually discovered glitches to do it on their own. So, like, a lot of the limitations that, like, you wish Forge had access to, people found glitches to get around. Some of the maps, like Amplified and Onslaught, were really, really difficult to create, but they were lasting in MLG. I was a big fan of Onslaught and Amplified. Onslaught was probably my favorite map for a while. I was friends with the guy who made those maps, Salat and Killa KC. What's up, Zipper? Me in. I can't get it smoothly, man. Hard to jump on this dang thing. Why can't I move properly? I just keep moving like too far. Oh, come on. We'll get this. Keep messing it up. I got it once, but the hologram didn't appear. I'm trying to make the hologram show up. Let me in. This jump's actually a lot harder than it looks to curve around and land up here. You can't just like park a Spectre nearby and jump on it though. Save yourself some hassle. Can you make it from here? Do I need to park better? I don't know why I can't do this. I can't get it. I'm patched. Keep bonking. That one felt better. You know what's annoying? Is I don't know how long these people are gonna just leave their cleanup in my apartment for. Am I gonna have to clean it up? They didn't tell me when they were leaving and what they were doing when they left. They just left and they haven't been here for an hour. They haven't made any noise or done anything. They go on lunch break. Are they done for the day? Are they completely finished? I don't know. My kitchen still isn't put back together yet though. It looks like they're done with the work. I just went and looked at it. It looks like they're completely done. The wall is closed, it's been painted over, but my kitchen is still covered in plastic and shit. What do? I just wait for them to come back and clean up their shit? I'd really like to go make some food and get access to my kitchen, please. It's really quite annoying. Don't touch it? Yeah, but I would like my food. Going to cost you 20% more to sub to me? They did raise the prices for subs on Twitch. Make sure you don't use mobile. If you use mobile, if you're on your phone for the App Store or the Android Marketplace, it will charge you extra on your phone. So if you sub on desktop, it should be cheaper. But I know Twitch did raise the prices recently. Oh, you're making a politics joke. But, I mean, regardless of your joke, it is also true. $80 digital, $90 physical. Well, I won't buy them, so it doesn't affect me, but it seems like too much. Why can't I get this? Unpatched. Just been jumping at this pillar for like 10 minutes. This trick looks difficult. It's actually not that hard. It's just timing the crouch and getting precise movement. But I'm messing up the movement. I need to like time my crouches and barely, there we go, and barely miss the little corner there. I kept like hitting the corner as I was falling down. Where's my giant? Why did I not get it? Hello? I clearly was inside of the thing. Where's my hologram? That should have worked. Give me the glitch. Where's my hologram? That one should have worked. I did it right. Give me my hologram. I can't move. Yeah. Why do I keep missing this? Watching a glitch without knowing the end result is confusing. Have you not seen the end result for this? When it works, it's pretty cool. This is one of the more classic glitches in Halo 2. Normally it's done with 2 players though. You use one player with the Wraith and you use another player to crouch in the corner and you like launch him through the map. When it works, you'll know the result. If I get it. I'll keep going until I get it then, since there's some people who haven't seen it. I'll keep trying. We'll get it, we'll get it. So I'm trying to clip through the wall here. You saw it work once if you were paying attention. I clipped through the wall. I've actually gotten it twice. But once I clip through the wall, something else is supposed to happen. Is this a multiplayer map? Yes, this is Burial Mounds, a multiplayer map. Yeah, it works as a Spartan Horn Elite. You don't recognize this one at all? You probably would if I had showed more of the level. This one's pretty iconic. You're not getting a very good view of it from where I'm at. No, this is one of the default maps. So usually this was a flag or a bomb map. One side spawns right here and you defend the flag, and the other side spawns over there. They've got a warthog and they come over with their warthog and they try to steal your flag. There's a sniper over there. Rockets, but they normally the path is you take the warthog, you drive through the tunnels, you steal the flag, and you come all the way back around. Man, that should have worked. I clearly saw through the wall there. Didn't that work? That was weird. I like went full through the wall there. Is that one gonna work? There we go. We've done it. It only took me 20 minutes, but we did it. We did it. This is what I was trying to do, if you guys missed it. This is the giant hologram glitch. So by making my dead body fall under the ground, it is now a giant hologram in the sky. Not solid. It'll disappear in just a second. Why does it happen? It happens because you see that explosion in the background that you just saw like streak across the sky? That's why it happens, that thing. And that doesn't really answer your question, but if you think about like the programming, that fireball is really far away, right? Like it's like, if you were to consider game like distance, that's like miles away, right? It's really far in the distance. For it to appear on my screen, but also be miles away, means it has to be massive. So that fireball, if it were to be true to scale, would be gigantic, and it's just a small little background effect that it shouldn't take up that much computer memory. There's no reason that you should make a background effect like that gigantic and use up all that computer memory if it's just a small little fireball effect in the background. So to get around that, to make it look like it's really big, but make it take up a small amount of computer memory, it doesn't actually exist on the background. It actually exists in a tiny little bubble down below the map. So there's a little bubble down here. It's called the skybox. It's the skybox projection room. Anything that's inside the bubble will get projected and appear on the background of the screen. So inside the bubble down there's a tiny little fire, but it's being projected to look gigantic on the background of the screen. Anything that you put in that bubble gets projected to be gigantic. So if you put a Spartan in there, if you put a grenade, if you put a weapon, it'll show up on the background of the screen. The reason it's not solid is because it's not actually there. It's just a projection. It's a trick that the developers use to make something look large without taking up a lot of extra memory. Do all levels have a skybox? No. Only the multiplayer map Burial Mounds. This is the only one that does for multiplayer. And in terms of campaign, there are 2 on Metropolis, there are 2 on Outskirts, and there's 1 on Quarantine Zone. And that's all of them. So 5 in campaign and 1 in multiplayer. Are they accessible? Yeah, they are. Halo isn't the only game that uses this trick for skyboxes either. Source games, if you play Counter-Strike, you might be familiar with them. Most of the maps in Counter-Strike have a source skybox that projects like giant things. You may have seen giant chicken holograms on Counter-Strike or Half-Life. That's because of the skybox. It's the same exact mechanism that Halo uses. It just takes a tiny orb and then projects it into the background and makes it big. I have a theory, Tantonic, but it's mostly just speculation. But I think they expected you to launch a Warthog up there, similar to how you would do it in Halo 1. So I can go through some of the history and tell you why I think I'm right. But originally, Outskirts and Metropolis were combined into one mission. They were called Earth City. We have some beta maps of it. We know the scripts. We know about Earth City. It's not a mystery. Earth City is basically just the version 1 of Outskirts and Metropolis combined into, like, they used to be one map and now they're 2 maps. So, with that in mind, there is a Easter egg on Outskirts that is an invincible Warthog. That Warthog is called Warthog for the Masses in the scripts, and it's completely invulnerable. It cannot be blown up by grenades, rockets, or like anything. If it falls back to the ground, it survives. So what I think they actually wanted you to do was use the Warthog on Outskirts, bring it into Metropolis, and launch yourself to the top of the level using your invincible Warthog, just like Halo 1 glitchers would have done. I think that was the intended method. But then they scrapped the combined, and now it's impossible to bring the Outskirts Warthog into Metropolis. So I think that method eventually just got like scrapped. But I think that is how they intended it. I'm pretty sure. It makes a lot of sense from what I've seen. How am I not getting this bounce? I'm patched. I'm jumping. There we go. Yeah, I don't think the Banshee method was the intended method. I don't think that that's how they foresaw getting the Scarab gun. I'm obviously not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm like on the right track with my idea. It makes more sense than anything else. Well, you have to remember that they were aware of High Impact Halo when Halo 2 came out. They were aware of Warthog launch. Like, Randall Glass is thanked in the credits of this game. They knew about launching Warthogs to high places. I assume that was... I mean, I was a part of the community back then. Like, I know, like, our extent of glitches. We were able to get outside of matches. We had a bunch of methods. But in general, if we wanted to go somewhere high, our way to get there was a launch. So, like, I think that they were very much intending us to launch. I think that they just knew that that's what the Trickers were going to do. We were going to launch ourselves. That's why they gave us Sputnik. That's why they gave us the Invincible Warthog. I find like arbitrary code execution and stuff like that for any percent to be very cool. I think in terms of entertainment, those speedruns go in like a natural life cycle where eventually the speedrun is too glitchy where the casual viewer cannot enjoy it. But then it's just a work of art. It's no longer like a casual experience. You have to appreciate it from the technical standpoint of like what it actually is. It's not about playing a video game anymore. It's like transcended. And that's kind of the ultimate goal of like the end of every speedrun pretty much. Is there any taste of that in Halo? Yeah, sorta. Have you not seen the memory manipulation glitches I do to turn into different characters? If you haven't seen some of the stuff I've done a whole bunch of glitches with some memory manipulation stuff. Yeah, you're about to have your mind blown if you haven't seen what I'm about to show you. So they're usable in the speedrun. I have a route called any%. Do I have a YouTube command for it? No, I don't. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch me do an any% run. The any% run uses a bunch of crazy co-op glitches where I play both controllers at the same time. It's actually a pretty cool run. If you've never seen it, I would recommend it. Alright. Here, I'll show some of these glitches I was talking about.
Los, Gebieter, wenn die Verstärkung da ist, komme ich nach. Vorwärts, Krieger, fürchtet weder Schmerz noch Tod. Los, Gebieter, wenn die Verstärkung da ist, komme ich nach. Vorwärts, Krieger, fürchtet weder Schmerz noch Tod. Los, Gebieter, wenn die Verstärkung da ist, komme ich nach.
The route you've been watching me grind recently is Legendary, beating the game on Legendary. So there's full game easy and full game Legendary, and those are the traditional categories. But any% is different. So here's the glitch I was talking about. This is my character. I've turned into a giant enforcer. You ever seen these guns? Did you know the Sentinel has a blue laser beam? You see the blue laser beam there? Most people have no idea it's got a laser beam. I turned into this flying vehicle. I can fly around. I can also shoot rockets. Infinite rockets, even. Why do they never use their lasers? They actually can. They only use them on popcorn. There is a spot in this game where you can see the lasers, but it's really rare. But when you take control of the characters, you get their abilities. So you can camo as well, which is kind of interesting. You can use the giant... You can use the punching animation, which is to crush your legs. So I am flying around right now as an enforcer. I'll show the spot casually. So if you play casually, there is one spot where you can actually see the enforcer shoot the little laser beam. So if you come out to this area over here, and you create a popcorn flood. So there aren't really any like easily available to find popcorn flood, but you can create popcorn flood by shooting the arms off of an elite. So if you shoot the arms off of these flood right here that spawn in with these rockets, they will spawn out a popcorn form, and then these guys will sometimes use their laser beam. Like very rarely you'll see the laser beam. It's incredibly rare. I've only seen it a couple times ever. And unless you know what you're looking for, you wouldn't even notice it. Isn't it kind of crazy that these just instant lock on? Instant lock on, no infinite rockets. So you can turn into other characters as well. You're not just limited to the Enforcer. If I wanted to be somebody else, I have to change the way I manipulate the memory. So by killing my teammate multiple times and then tossing a grenade, I'm keeping track of how many objects I've created on the map. So I killed my teammate once, he created 4 grenades and 2 weapons. I killed him again, he created 4 grenades and 2 weapons. I throw 1 grenade straight up in the air, and then I restart the mission. So now if I do all of those steps, by changing the way the memory was indexed, instead of turning into an Enforcer, I turned into a Sentinel. So I can actually, we call this arbitrary unit possession, because I can arbitrarily choose any of the units in the game to turn into. As long as I know how the memory is laid out, I can manipulate the memory to turn into any character in the game. You ever seen an Enforcer use a sword fly? Or a Sentinel do a sword fly? Check this out. Just getting the sword fly. You can only turn into characters that exist on that mission. So on Cairo you can be like Marines or Elites. There's actually a hidden Warthog on Cairo you can drive. But other than that, if it doesn't exist on the level, you can't actually use it. Let's watch our Sentinel friend do a sword fly. That looked really funny watching him just like zoom across the screen. Whee! Oh, I got downed. Did I get downed again? Did.
Weiter geht's, bin unterwegs.
You can turn into the Prophet, you cannot turn into Popcorn. You can turn into Tartarus. I have a video on my YouTube channel of doing Tartarus. It's pretty hard though. Dude just fucking tanked my head. Tartarus possible on Kyra? No, he never spawns. Tartarus is in the Kyra tags because he's in the cutscene, but he doesn't actually spawn in the level. There can be no greater heresy. I mean, technically they count if you could play during the cutscene and like get full control like I can on Regret, then technically you could arbitrary possess the cutscene characters, but we don't have a way to play and do all of that. So technically yes, but no. Yeah, it is possible. It's really hard though. Does this glitch exist in Halo 3? Sorta, but not really. We've tried to make it possible, but it doesn't work yet. It works in Halo 1. We found a way to do it in Halo 1 more consistently.
Slayer.
I'm ready to get my apartment back. Give me back my apartment. There's construction going on. I've had people in and out all day, all week. Just tired of it. Can't even get in my kitchen right now. Nah, nobody was getting out of this map during matches. It's too hard. You need an enemy to do it. There is a solo method, but nobody knows it. There is a way to get out of this map, but you need a partner. If you have a friend and he's on the other team, if he stands right here, you could get out of the map by punching at him and walking through. But nobody was doing that in like multiplayer games back in the day. That was really rare. Because you needed an enemy to help you, and how are you going to coordinate with them? Party chat and Xbox Live didn't exist at the time. Nobody was like Skype or Discord or anything. Like, how are you going to call somebody on the other team? Like, none of that existed. You can't, it was really hard to coordinate with the opposing side. I mean, obviously, like, you could match up with your friends if you really tried, but then you're just like cheating in matchmaking. Not many people were doing that. It's funny to me that the best hiding spot on this map is a spot that is like an intentional space to be. Why is there a carbine over here? Who put this here? This is the best hiding spot on the map. Even when everyone knows about it, I mean, you still just hide here and you get away with it for 5 minutes. Nobody ever finds you here. Nobody ever looks here. Why is there a carbine here? You could hide here forever. Alternatively, nobody ever checks these rooms either. You can hide, like, you can just hide here. Kind of crazy how this whole, like, section of the map is not used, like, this part and this part. You only go here if you're bad. Nobody wants to be here. Yeah, hiding up here. You could get stuck up here and need like help to get down if you did it wrong. You have to wait for somebody to come up the lift and try to punch them, or you have to die. You like can't move from here. Yo, Vinny with the gifted, thank you. I'm almost back, Vinny. I'm almost back. They're almost done doing repairs in my apartment. I'm almost done being sick. We are almost back. We've been in a bit of a pitiful state these last couple weeks. Haven't been able to stream. But we will return.
Game over.
You can go to sleep. Thanks for hanging out. What do I want to do? Do I want to keep on practicing? I want to do more runs, but they're not done in my apartment. So like, I feel like the second that I start a real run, they're just gonna like come back in. So I probably no real runs today, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do some more late game practice. We'll just keep practicing the end game. World record Cairo. I already have world record Cairo. I have world record Cairo by 5 seconds, which is a lot of time for a short level. Again? But I've done it again. And again. Check my spreadsheets. How many times have I set the Cairo IL record? I have set the Cairo IL record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, At least 14 times. I think I'm missing a couple, but... The first time I set the Cairo world record, what do you guys think it was? Any guesses on when and what the time was?
Je schneller man diese Roots umlegt, desto besser.
Der Dämon hat die Ratskammer infiltriert. Schützt die Hierarchen. Ausgänge verschließen.
Oh, das wohl nicht. Vorsicht bei dem Captain, er hat ein Grundgewehr.
Not a bad guess, Nick. Not a bad guess.
Vorsicht bei dem Captain, er hat ein Grundgewehr.
Yeah, Tantonic. Should I teach a class?
Stellen Sie mich auf einer der Säulen da neben der Tür ab. Dieser Prophet, Wahrheit, er hat den Index, er darf ihn nicht behalten. Ich kümmere mich um diese Türen. Los, Wahrheit wird einfacher aufzuspüren sein, wenn ich im Netz bleibe. Gleich da lang. Gleich da lang.
Master Chief will never explode in campaign, but it's 7 for the other guys. Master Chief doesn't super combine in this. He can in multiplayer, but not in campaign.
Schützt die Hierarchen. Ausgänge verschließen.
Oh, das wohl nicht. Vorsicht bei dem Captain, er hat ein Blutgewehr. Setzen Sie mich auf einer der Säulen da neben der Tür ab. Dieser Prophet, Wahrheit, er hat den Index, er darf ihn nicht behalten. Ich kümmere mich um diese Türen.
Yeah, I've played this game once or twice.
Türen sein, wenn ich im Netz bleibe. Gleich da lang.
Whoa.
Gleich da lang.
Der Dämon muss sterben.
Stärke Ihre Patrouille. Wachsam bleiben. Einen Augenblick. Ich empfange Marine EFF-Transponder-Signale. Die Signale stammen von irgendwo unterhalb Ihrer Position.
Boote muss zusammenbleiben. Trotzdem eine gute Jagd.
Hier, Chief, springen Sie rein.
Look at them grippers.
In diesem Zellenblock gibt es 2 Marine-Burg. Ich übernehme Ihre Position. Sie eliminieren die Wachen. Aber leise.
Fürchtet euch nicht. Das heilige Symbol ist sicher.
Achten Sie auf die
Tartarus und seine Brutes haben der Flagge das Symbol abgenommen. Dafür danken wir ihnen.
Ausgezeichnet. Der Prophet sendet von unterwegs. Das macht es uns leichter, ihn zu finden.
Wait, this is actually pretty fast. I thought this was slow. Didn't I die? I did die once, didn't I? This is still pretty fast. I'd be really happy with this in a full game run. This would be really fast. Even with 1 death, this would be great.
Ich habe den Propheten bei diesem
No, I didn't think he was gonna get me. Ammo. Oh, there goes the greatness.
Tartarus und seine Brutes haben der Flagge das Symbol abgenommen.
This level consistently has bad checkpoints. I mean, it's not even that they're bad, they're predictable. Like, I know that I'm not getting them. It's just if you die, you lose all your time. I could slow down and try to get them. Like, if I skip those spawns back there, I could get this checkpoint up here relatively consistently, which makes the whole rest of the level easier. But I didn't skip them on that last one. But I should get a checkpoint right here about half the time. I didn't get it there. Yeah, so there's a trigger that I kind of skip right here for a checkpoint, and there's one back there that I skip. And if you don't get those, then like you're not getting any of the others either. Why did he not kill me? What? I was waiting for him to kill me. So the first checkpoint that I should be safe to get after like this level on a stressful run is right after this section. So this is like the last super stressful spot right here. If I can clear this area and survive. Then usually I'll get a checkpoint like right around here. Yep, that's the one. And so I'm scared you. Sorry. I imagine these noises are great. No, Zipper, you're not. You can't start with anything extra turned on at the start of a level. What's happening? We're going to rebuild him. We will make him stronger and faster. We have the technology. It doesn't actually make that much, Zipper. It's the level's basically the same. It just makes some sections slightly more consistent. For the most part, the strategies are the same. I'm trying to mess with how I want to do this. Why is there a bug here?
Sie sollten erwägen, einfach nur abzuwarten. Moment, ich empfange 2 weitere Transponder. Das sind der Commander und Johnson. Sie nähern sich der Position des Propheten, Chief. Sie brauchen Ihre Hilfe.
Up digital. This run's going fine. This isn't a real run though, this is just practice. But yeah, I've been kind of MIA for the last few days too. Been sick and construction going on and stuff. Hopefully I can get back to my regularly scheduled grinding soon.
Gut, haben uns verraten. Piratsmitglieder.
Why can't I make this jump recently? I'm messing it up. Lo-fi construction beats to yell at Halo 2. That's a good one. Shred that. And yeah, this is my playlist. It's my favorite song. What do you guys think of this song right here? Wait till the beat drops. Yeah. It was almost exactly 40 seconds when I reset on the timer. So take 40 seconds off of this and see what the pace is. I think this was halfway decent. Actually, yeah, this seems fine. 220 pace even? No, not quite. Went too far. We should be there, like, right now. Are we not there? Did I go too far? I must have went too far. Yeah. Okay, try again.
Überall in der Stadt landen von der Flood kontrollierte Schiffe. Diese Kreatur unter der Bibliothek, dieser Gravemind, hat uns nur benutzt. Wir waren nur eine Ablenkung. Den Emberclan war die ganze Zeit als Ziel gedacht. Es gibt ein Leitungsseil, das diesen Turm mit dem Schiff verbindet. Gehen Sie wieder hinein. Ich führe Sie hin. Überall in der Stadt landen von der Flood kontrollierte Schiffe. Diese Kreatur unter der Bibliothek, dieser Gravemind, hat uns nur benutzt. Wir waren nur eine Ablenkung. Den Emberclan war die ganze Zeit als
C-Bone, thank you for the prime. This is pretty good grave mine, or great journey. I'm feeling like my practice is really good on these late game levels right now. I'm really annoyed that I can't do like serious runs. I'm excited. I think tomorrow is going to be a good day of runs. I'm excited to get back in the group tomorrow. Since I haven't been able to be in the groove this week. I think I'm actually playing pretty well though. If you look at, I know I'm not getting good times on these practice levels because I'm practicing, but I'm doing the strats pretty well. I'm pretty happy with everything. Yeah, I've been getting low 4 Kairos. I've been losing runs to outskirts, but other than that, I don't know, I feel like my strats have just been good, like, everywhere. I feel like I really am on the cusp for a good run. I just haven't been able to grind the last little bit. Like, I went out of town last weekend, I went out of town this weekend, I have construction going on. My mom's coming to visit me next week. It's been hard to, like, focus on grinding. I'd really like to just sit down and do a full session. Higher record is a 354 by me.
Weg von der Tür! Hey, Mistkerle! Talk, talk!
Wie gefällt dir das, Blödmann?
No, the debris. Man, that was gonna be a decent.
Dann schalt sie halt ab. Wie halte ich das an? Halt mich nicht hin. Das ist alles? Johnson, ich hab's.
Yeah, we've got the two different plasma rifles. Ugh. Well, do I do more practice? Do I stop streaming? Do I do glitches? I don't know. I can't do full game runs right now like I want. So I guess... I don't know. Chess? I could play a game of chess. I'll play a game of chess right quick. Let's do that. Let's play a game of chess. Move this over. Here, let's stop the music from playing in my ears. What's going on there? Light chess. Alright, let's play a quick game of chess. That's bad. That knight wasn't free because my rook was hanging, if you guys are curious why I didn't take the knight back after he took my pawn. That was bad. I'm just throwing here. I'm just throwing. Fortunately, my opponent is low on time, so I think he's also going to throw. Yeah. And now we just flag him. Like a responsible citizen here. Wow, I swear it lagged there. Didn't I play that move? What? Okay. It undid my move. I swear it was laggy, but I think it lags more when I stream. I think one of the reasons I play worse when I stream is it like actually lags more. Because I think I had time to play that move. I swear it like undid that move on me. I think I had plenty of time there if I was used to my normal speed. I'm not tripping though. It showed me do that move and then it undid it and said I didn't play it in time. Always sack the exchange, right? That's what Ben Feingold taught me. He said always sack the exchange. I'm in trouble here. I got too fancy. You fucked up. It's a draw now. You guys know how to draw this position? Just never leave this corner. Draw. wanted to take here, but I cannot. Can he mate me in 4 seconds is the question. I think he can. I think he's got me. Maybe not though. I think he's fucked it up. Is he fast? Oh, he got it. If he pre-moved here, I had him for the... That was good. Nice job. Alright, that's enough throwing away chess. I'll go back to Halo. I'm not very good at streaming chess. It's harder to stream than it is to play casually. That's enough getting beat up. We'll go back to playing Halo. You've never watched chess? Is the minute timer normal? I prefer the shorter time controls. So some people play chess and they take an hour for the entire game, and some people play chess and they take a minute for the entire game. And it really just kind of varies depending on the style you like to play. So there's different time controls. There's rapid, blitz, and bullet, and classical. So classical is what the professionals play in tournaments. That is whenever they are trying to see who's the best in the world at slow chess. And those games can take literally 6 hours. They'll play one game for an entire day. It'll last literally 6 hours. I find that to be incredibly boring. I'm not going to play one game of chess for 6 hours, so I like the shorter time controls. I like the 1 minute and 3 minute are my favorite ways to play. Those are 1 minute is called bullet and 3 minutes is called blitz. I find 3 minutes is kind of just enough time where you think, but you don't like get bored. And 1 minute is just enough time where you don't even really have time to think. You just have to play. And I kind of like it where you just have to play because sitting and thinking and waiting is just kind of boring. I like it when you just move the pieces and play the game. I don't know. I might not have more stream left in me today. Maybe I do. I'd like to stream more. I just want them to be done. I really want them to be done. I'm gonna go take a look at the work and see what they've done since they started making a lot more noise. See if it looks like they're almost finished. Yeah, what's up, Tommy Gun? I'm chilling. Feels good to not. You just hit 1700. Nice. Congrats. 1700 is pretty good. See a delusional person, do I address them or leave them alone? Man, half of Twitch chat's insane and I just ignore them all the time. You mean in real life, I think it matters if they are impacting your day at all. If it's a random homeless person, then leave them alone. If it's a friend or family member, then maybe try to help them out. Ugh. I'm tired. You can't help them, probably don't address it. Yeah, probably. I mean, especially if it's online, like, some people, you never even know what their intentions are. Is it an act? Is it not? I mean, if it's online, just completely ignore it. Definitely can't help those people. Can you bounce in that direction far enough to get past the death barrier? Do you mean into the water? No, it goes all the way to the end. If you mean that direction, not really. So out there, the death barrier goes all the way to the end. On this side, there is a death barrier in this chasm. You can't launch. You can't really super bounce over it, but you can launch over it. If you. Is that gonna send me high enough? Not quite. Almost perfectly on the crane. But there is a death barrier right there, and you can clear it, but not really with the super bounce. Not the way I'm doing it. It's kind of random where they just put death barriers on this map, because there's almost no death barriers anywhere except on like random spots. Like, you know, there's a death barrier like right up there. So like you can't go above the warthog sign, but you can go above there. You can go above there. You can go above there. You can't go above there. You can't go above there. So there's like just 3 spots with death barriers, and everywhere else is like. You say for the Banshee, but no, it's not. It just doesn't make any sense. So, like, I'll show you what I mean. I'll take the Banshee. Alright, so clearly, if you get in the Banshee, this section is at least slightly intended, because there's, like, nothing stopping you from getting up here, right? Like, this is just a platform. But then if you try to go higher, then the Banshee barrier stops you, and you can't go any higher than this. So that's all intentional and fine, right? But if you kind of trick the way that the Banshee barrier works, if you like ride up a sloped building, like you can still go a little bit higher. So for instance there, I just went higher than I'm supposed to, so now I could take the Banshee into that hole, but I wouldn't be able to get it out. So we're a little bit higher than we're supposed to be. You can do the same thing over here. You can take the Banshee like completely out of the map. Like, this is clearly not intentional. You're not supposed to be able to take the Banshee like way up here, right? But still, no death barrier. Similarly, you can do it over here. You can go like all the way over here, you can take your Banshee. So no death barriers, right? But then what would happen if I tried to get on top of this building? And we're dead. Why? Why? Like, why can we go everywhere else, but why can't we go up there? Explain. Similarly, you can't fly there, you can't fly there, and you can't fly there. Those will all kill you. Mike did some of the buildings, Bob did the others? Yeah, it must be. I mean, honestly, some of the game's bugs and mechanics really do come down to different programming styles. There are some glitches that only work on some levels because the programmers program their scripts slightly differently. On some of the levels, at the very start of the mission, just to be safe, it sets everything up and says, hey, here's all of the values, set them up. And it does that even though they should already be correct, because like the way the game works is they should already be there. But it sets them up again just to like double check and be safe. So on those levels, it makes a certain glitch impossible because it's like double checking the values. But on other levels, it doesn't double check and it just trusts. So if you can find a way to manipulate that value and then load the level, it will load the level with a glitch. And that only works on like half the levels because one guy programmed safe and one guy didn't. but for the most part, one person worked on one level. So like all of the death barriers were most likely put on by the same person on this level. But what probably happened was they put no death barriers to start, and then they play tested the game, and they saw that people were going to spots they didn't like, so they just added death barriers over time. So they probably originally had 0 and then just added like random ones. Some of the death barriers actually have interesting names. You can look at the scripts and you can find some of the death barriers, but here, I'll show you guys an Easter egg that has never been documented before. I don't know if anyone else knows about this but me. Let me find it. So what map do I want? Colossus? Beaver Creek, Brownmouth, Colossus. Yeah, let's do Colossus. So if you look at this software, I was talking about death barriers just a minute ago. There's death barriers down here. Turn them on. So you see these triggers down here? Whenever you enter this death barrier, it actually has a name. And the name, can I show that too? So here are the names of some of the triggers as I hit them. So that's the name of this trigger right here. It's Kill Amon. So you see whenever I go inside of it, I guess you can't really see it change, but that's the name of this trigger, is Kill Amon. He was one of the testers. So there's like tons of little like kind of Easter egg references whenever they added death barriers. So Amon is in the credits as one of the playtesters. He's one of the like the level designers and whatnot. So what I'm imagining happened was Amon was playing this level and went down here and realized that it doesn't kill you. So they're like, oh well, we gotta kill Amon. Make sure. So there's a few death barriers in the game that are like named after people. I find that to be kind of funny. There's not much to this level. Would be cool to be able to explore up here. Am I done streaming? We've made it to 4 hours. 4 hours is a decent short stream today. I think I will be done for today. Sorry there wasn't much excitement. We got in some practice. they still haven't finished construction, and I wanted to start a run, but they're not done yet, and I'm not gonna be able to stream all day today, so I guess I'm not gonna get any runs in. I was really hoping to. They'll be done today though, so I will definitely be back tomorrow. I'll do real runs tomorrow. We'll be back on that grind. Sorry for the lull in content the last week or so, but I've had a bunch of life stuff going on. It's been fun, but I want to get back to streaming, I want to get back to grinding. So, thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I will be back tomorrow, and it will be real speedruns tomorrow, hopefully. I'm out of here.